Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. This is part 2 of Ride or Die, and the video had cut off when I was talking about sister girl material out here. You are lucky if you make one good friend in the world, the type of world that we live in today. And I know back in the days, way back in the days, people were more genuine in their friendships. And I feel like that was because the bulk of people were in the struggle. So one person can sympathize with another when they're both going through the same thing. But if you ever allow certain folk who can't handle certain elevations, receive an elevation, they can't handle it, it goes to their head, you can't deal with nobody like that, because somebody like that will always try to push you down so that they feel they can stay elevated. But how many of you know that God's thoughts are not our thoughts, neither are our ways his ways, and what we deem as success, God may see as failure. And then the ones that other people may see as failures, God says that's the one that's successful, because that's the one that's trusted in me. That's the one that ain't got to freak out because you don't see a visible excess that they are flashing in your face. That's the one that knows, knock, it shall be open. Seek and ye shall find. Ask and it shall be given. See, that's the one that's got everything. The one that asks for it when they need it, not to try to show off to other people. The one that knock when they need to walk through it, not to try to show off to other people. You understand what I'm saying? The door is open. It is given. All you have to do is ask, not seek. The one that seeks God's face. Remember, God said, seek my face. Once you have sought Father's face and you have found it, you know that whatever you need, you ask when you need it. And when you don't, there's no need to ask. Most of the things that a lot of people have, as far as it pertains to, I'm hearing metal, copper, iron, rubber, plastic, things like that, that people form into what they say has value to it, things that they say have value to it. Most of those things that people like that obtain, it is to show off to other people. Oh, I got this and I got that. What you gonna have when your carcass is in the casket? So now this leads me to my next question. What do you really have? You don't have no value within yourself. That's why you got to get your value from the things that you think you own, that you think you have accomplished, I would say to those types of folks. See, that's why you can't look at people. You don't ever exalt other people above yourself, because what they have, you can have and obtain too, if it be the will of God. But see, we got some folks down here that are walking by faith, not by sight. So when they need what they need, they ask and they receive. And if they don't need it for the moment, they can just say, well, Father, you hang on to it until I need it. But when I need it, I know I can ask. I know I can seek. I know I can knock. Am I talking to somebody out there today? Somebody out there that's not showy, because you are the show. Somebody out there, you don't have to act like, oh, well, I've got this and I've got that. You're not an empty wagon, because we know it is the empty wagon that makes the most noise. That's why I can't stand people that gossip. Y'all got their mouth on everybody but themselves, always preying on the downfalls of other people, always somewhere standing on the outside of somebody's situation, trying to look in and then try to tell everybody else what their interpretation of the situation is, and 9 times out of 10, they are wrong. They don't know what's going on behind the scenes. That's the reason why people need to keep their mouths shut and keep their mouths out of other people's business. You don't know what nobody got in their wallet. You don't know what nobody got in their bank account, or may not have in their bank account, but you still don't know what they got. Now, somebody caught that one. Somebody caught that one. Because everybody's eyes don't need to be on your money. That's a word for somebody out there. Everybody's eyes don't need to be on your money and know every move that you make, every purchase you make, every market or store that you walk in, everything that you buy, how much you spent, how much change you got back. People don't need to monitor your money like that, because you don't know who is standing behind that counter in that bank. You don't know who has access to your checking and your savings account. And I'm not trying to in any way discredit somebody from having that. We all have to have that, because that's the way the world system goes now, as it pertains to lucre and as it pertains to finances. But you don't need to let people see and know everything about your loot. You understand what I'm saying? All right, so somebody got that today, I hope. Don't nobody need to know everything about you, not even a psychiatrist. Because who's to say that person might not snap one day and say, well, forget this profession and I'm going to tell everything I know and I don't care if I go to jail. You don't trust nobody but God. I know I've never heard of a psychiatrist doing that, but hey, You cannot trust humanity. So that's why you have to trust God. And God will order your steps towards people that he can give them a heart so that you can have some level, a little bit of trust in them. Not trust as in confidence, what you would obtain from Father, but trust as in they're dependable as far as it pertains to your business affairs. Or as it pertains to maybe those of you out there that are seeking counseling, you need to talk to somebody about it. Because you can believe if they spilled the beans, God is going to get them. But God wouldn't send you anybody that's not qualified. If you all have confided in people that were not qualified, they were sent by the devil. They were agents of the devil. They were wearing a face. And let me tell you another thing about people. People don't just flip on you all. They don't just flip. They were holding all that resentment in all along. A lot of people have been holding resentment in towards people for many, many years. And people that are narcissistic do that. They gaslight. So meaning they walk in error. And then when you put them in their place, they want to play the victim and want you to be the culprit. I'm not going to accept the responsibility for anybody's poor actions. If you gaslight me, if you rub me the wrong way, if you disrespect me and I put you in your place, don't act like I did something wrong to you. You the one did something wrong to me because, first of all, I didn't ask you to come up in my face. I didn't ask you to say anything to me at all. A lot of you out there, you're just living your lives, minding your business, and there's some narcissist or a pack of narcissists running around trying to gaslight the rest of the world. They need to go sit down before God put them down. Now, I'm telling you, it's best that you take authority over yourself and discipline yourself rather than God discipline you. That's for somebody out there. I don't know. Whoever it resonates with. But I'm talking about ride or die. Ride or die. And the thing about a ride or die, that's somebody, that's such a gem. A person like that is such a gem. They're such a diamond. They're so special. Ride or dies are so special because they make heart decisions. A ride or die is somebody that really loves you. They really, I don't care what their title is as it pertains to your life. Anybody that's got a ride or die heart, oh my, they're such a gem. They're such a blessing to this planet. And if you ever have the honor to make a friend like that, or marry somebody like that, date somebody, court somebody like that, you are one blessed individual. And I'm telling you, I don't know who may leave this planet first, but when they leave this planet, if they leave this planet before you, you will definitely fill that void. You will, I'm talking about people I'm talking about those thick or thin people. They very rare nowadays. You don't even find them kind of people no more. I'm talking about those sister girl people. I'm talking about chicks who have the attitude, you don't talk about my friend. You don't talk about my friend, because you talk about my friend, you just offended me and I'm going to put you in your place. You don't find people like that no more. Nowadays, you talk about somebody, they'll join in with them. Oh, I can't stand her. Oh, she da. And then the person who is supposed to be your friend, they'll join right in with that snake and talk about you like a dog with your other enemy. That's two enemies right there. That's the type of world we live in now. Same thing with the fellas. Y'all can't find no true friends either. Not like way, way, way back in the day. How our grandfathers and stuff were friends and stuff like that. You don't find them kind of people. That's some old school folks. That's that old school thing going on. The old school friendships. You don't find people like that nowadays. This world is corrupt. So I would say if you find a ride or die, oh my gosh. And a lot of you are probably saying, well, I have yet to find one. But I got to tell you, if you haven't found one in flesh, you got one in Jesus. Jesus is a ride or die. Because come hell or high water, he will be there. He said, I will never leave you nor forsake you. He also said, when your father or your mother forsake you, he said, I will take you up. Or mother and father, I always quote that scripture one way or the other. But put it like this. When your parents ain't thinking about you, Jesus is saying, I got you. And that's for somebody out there. Especially for those of you that were in orphanages, you were brought up by foster parents, or you were found in dumpsters, or you're on the streets right now. Maybe in a major city, you're on the street, and you have a living mother and father, and they don't want you to come home. Don't worry about it. Home is Jesus. Ride or die is Jesus. The friend that sticks closer than a brother is Jesus. So if you got King Jesus, you don't need nobody else. And that's the word today. Okay? So if Jesus is your ride or die today, and he is, hang on to him.